Back in the mid-80s, our computer game needs were very easy to satisfy. The games were small, memorable, and most importantly had no downloadable content. You knew where you were with games 35 years ago. Bang in your tape, your cassette or your cartridge, and play away. Today, we are looking at 3 games from the mid-80s on the Amstrad CPC. 1 puzzle game, 1 beat-em-up, and a platformer. Today, on Noob Game Reviews, we're going to be looking at Oh Mummy, Chuckie Egg, and firstly, Wave the Exploding Fist. Before Mortal Kombat, before Street Fighter 2, before even the first Street Fighter, Wave the Exploding Fist paved the way for one-on-one beat-em-ups. Released in June 1985, developed on the Commodore 64 before being released in various 8-bit micros of the time, it's a good old-fashioned karate simulator. You take part in one-on-one karate action where the goal is to complete 2 yin-yang symbols to move on to the next dan. Using your joystick and fire button, there is a possible 18 different moves, ranging from roundhouse kicks, flying kicks, or you could just walk up and smack them in the face. After completing so many rounds, there is a special stage where you have to beat a bull in 1 punch. I've never seen this and never got this far, I'm afraid. Bit rubbish at this game. There's no music as such, but there is a nice piece based on the song Dance of the Owl People that plays before the game and when you progress up a dan. There was a Nintendo Entertainment System version in development, but it never got released. This game was Amstrad Action's very first master game and it received many awards. Remember, this is 1985 and a home computer game like this hadn't been seen before. The game went on to be the best-selling Amstrad CPC and the best-selling ZX Spectrum game and sold over 500,000 copies. The graphics are slick and I had to stop myself from playing for hours whilst capturing this footage. Next we have Oh Mummy, and this game came packaged with the Amstrad. Developed by Gem Software and published by Amsoft. It has seen releases on the MXX, the Spectrum and the Einstein. The game opens up with a choice of instructions, options, or you can just go straight into play. The instructions tells you the story of the game, but it is a Pac-Man style game where the goal is to uncover a scroll, a key and a tomb, without getting caught by the mummies. Once you uncover these items you can move on to the next level. You may also uncover another mummy and this adds to the mayhem. Every 5 mazes you are awarded an extra life and the difficulty ramps up. This was released early in the Amstrad's life and remains one of the most addictive games on the system, with memorable music and easy to pick up and play gameplay you will keep going back time and time again. Ask anybody that played the Amstrad and they will always talk about Oh Mummy as being one of their favourite games, testament to its longevity. And last in this episode is Chuckie Egg. Initially released in 1983 and published by ANF Software, Chuckie Egg was an early puzzle platformer game. And there is a plot, believe it or not, and as Henhouse Harry, you need to collect 12 eggs in each level before the countdown timer reaches 0. You have to avoid the hens and make sure you don't fall off the screen. There are 8 initial levels. After this, the giant duck in the top corner is released and tries to get you. After another 8 levels, the hens are back as well as the duck. Personally, I find the jumping mechanics and jumping off the screen caused me more to fail than the hens did. There is an extra life on offer after 10,000 points. There are mounds of seed on the levels and these stop the hens from moving on for a little bit and also add you a little bit of extra time. As with the other 2 games seen today, this is a very memorable game and a good starting point for anybody wanting to see what the 8-bit systems can do. What these 3 games show is you don't need amazing graphics, you don't need monthly subscriptions, and you don't need downloadable content to have fun. The joy of waiting 10 minutes for a tape game to load and spending hours trying to get past the 3rd level on Chuckie Egg is a memorable that all gamers of a certain age will have. These games did get sequels and some had releases on mobile devices, but with the original hardware, these games still hold up today. These games were coded usually by one person or a small team and are usually somebody's labour of love. They are fondly remembered 35 years later. Well, I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the 8-bit past. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Noob Game Reviews.